Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. I swear I know what I'm doing, guys. I swear I pushed the add to stage button, but apparently I didn't. Hopefully you guys are having a lovely beginning to the week. It is Monday, August 10th. How about that? This is my second stream of the day. We had a really fun members only stream planning out how we're gonna usher our way into spooky season on the members only side. And man, oh man, it was pretty awesome. I was like going into the whole thing, I was like, man, hopefully this goes well. Like I haven't done one of these in a while where it's like, hey, give me all your ideas. But oh my gosh, the channel members were just full of awesome ideas and really cool input. So it was great. And then now we're here, guys. We are here, and I figured sometimes I gotta make the executive decision. Sometimes I let you guys choose with the polls and everything like that. But when it came to tonight, I was like, man, what should we do? And I was like, we've watched the first 3 Texas Chainsaw Massacres. It's still hot as hell out here in the desert. Let me give you guys a temperature check. Last night there was a crazy storm. Trees all, fallen all over the neighborhood. In fact, it's so funny. The neighbors across the street, the tree was like fine all day. And then I went outside and now the tree has fallen, even though all day, at least as far as I knew, it was totally all right. Oh, great. We have a thunderstorm watch in effect right now. But guys, I just want to give you the update here. The sweaty summer slasher series update. Okay, I guess the high today was 106. So I guess really not that bad, but 106, and it feels pretty humid and gross after all that rain, and feels like we're going to get more. So there you go. I figured why not continue with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, man, the third movie I enjoyed a lot more than I did just 5 or 6 months ago when I watched it for the very first time. We watched that just a couple weeks ago, and I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. TCM The Next Generation, or TCM TNG, as Tia Nina called it in our members only stream, which would be an amazing crossover, guys. Texas Chainsaw crossing over with Star Trek Next Generation. Be pretty awesome, right? Just imagine Leatherface on the Enterprise. How about it? That would be pretty cool. Anyways, I'm curious about this one because I haven't seen it since like the late 90s. So the movie was probably 4 or 5 years old when I saw it for the very first time. I don't think I've seen it since then. Some people love this movie. Other people hate it. Most of us just kind of laugh at how batshit crazy it is, but this is basically going to be like a fresh watch for me, So I'm curious to see if I view it any differently than I did when I was, in my 20s, or right before I was in my 20s. And I'm curious for you guys. I want to know, obviously I have a poll in the chat. So, what kind of star rating do you give this? 1 through 4. So let me know in the poll. And then let me know if this is, maybe you're not participating in the poll because maybe you're like, this is the first time I'm going to watch this movie. Or I only saw it 25 years ago or 30 years ago, just like you, Davey. Something like that. Let me know. Let me know if you're planning on watching the movie as well. And then just so you guys know, I do have the link pinned in the chat to watch it over on Plex. And I think that's all free. That's what I've got set up. Everything seems to be fine over there. So there's a link pinned in the chat if you're looking for a free place to watch the movie, if you don't have a physical copy or your own digital copy. So anywho, I'm going to jump on over, say what's up to you guys. Then we're going to get rolling on this bad boy. I do want to remind you before we jump into it, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell. That's very useful for when I put streams together at the last minute, which I'm really trying hard to plan things out. That was a big thing with the members only chat, is to be like, guys, I want to plan things out better, especially for spooky season, because it's going to get crazy really quick. September and October are nuts. Last year, November was one of our best months on the channel as well. So yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. So anywho, I'm going to jump over, say what's up to you guys. We'll get rolling. I was going to remind you, if you really dig this, you're watching after the fact, jump into the comments. Let me know your thoughts on the film down below, of course. Also, think about hyping the video. If you dig this kind of stuff, hyping the stream, that is a great way to help, just spread the word and help the community grow. We got Merc Molina jumping in saying this is his favorite TCM after the OG. That is a bold statement, maybe a hot take. I can't call it a hot take right now, but maybe I could after we watch the film. We got Paula Fitzhenry, one of our great channel members. What's happening, Paula? Welcome on in. Lamontre Gillard hanging out as well. What's happening, Lamontre? So good to see you. Paula dropping a $5 super chat. Says, I also suggest a stream for Halloween night. Paula, I'm totally cool doing that. I think usually with something like Halloween, there's like the side of me that's like, oh, I should stream. I should have a big old stream on Halloween. And then I'm like, well, wait. Maybe people actually like want to take their kids trick-or-treating, or if they don't have kids, maybe they just want to like hang out with their nieces and nephews or just do something else. But I do like going live on Halloween. It is fun. I might shake it up a little bit, you know, this Halloween. Maybe I'll do something like late night, like actually late night, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Paula, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you for getting the super chat goal going. Yeah, guys, if we reach 5 super chats of $5 or more within the next 43 minutes or something, then we'll hang out extra after the movie and we'll chop it up. Don't worry. I mean, we'll be able to talk about the movie plenty as it's happening, but if we want to have kind of like a consensus meeting afterwards sort of thing, then that'll make it happen. If we don't reach the goal, not a big deal. I'm still hanging out with you. Got the movie rented and set to go. Hell yeah. Ty Lee says, I'll join along. This is sure one of the movies of all time. Yeah, the picture I have of Leatherface from the thumbnail, it looks pretty slapdash, but I guess that's the thing. I guess that is the thing. Yeah, and I'm sort of like, how bad it, like I can't even, in my brain, I remember like snapshots. And then of course, echoes of people telling me how crazy it is throughout the years. But like I said, I mean, it's basically going to be like a first time watch because it's my first rewatch ever. Renee is great. Matthew McConaughey is really good. We'll see how they are in this one, Paula. All right. What's happening, Prince? Welcome on in, man. Hope you are doing well. Ty, welcome in also. Ty, you've got some really smooth jams on the guitar on your Instagram, man. I think what's really cool about whatever your setup is that you have going on, I don't know if there's a pedal going on or if it's just like a lot of gain or something, but there's something really, I mean, clearly like that you know, what you're writing and what you're playing along with has got like a chill kind of vibe, but there's something about it where I was like, oh my, he makes his guitar sound like a synthesizer. It's really cool. Like, I really love the sound. It's a very fluid sound, and you don't hear that on the guitar very much, or if you do, it might be a synthesizer imitating a guitar. But anyways, I dig your stuff, man. Jamie Hart, who's she? Oh my gosh, guys and gals, if you don't know already, our original Death Squad mod and our mama mod, Jamie Hart, one of our great channel members and a dear friend. How about that? There you go. Mama J, as Prince calls her. Love to see it. Adrian James, what's happening, Adrian? Welcome on in. Paula wants to stay up until 1 a.m. That's 10 p.m. my time. We'll see, Paula. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, maybe we would get there. If we reach that goal and we really have a good chat going on, I don't want to hold everyone hostage until 1 a.m. Even if we reach that goal, we will have a nice, you know, hefty chat about the film. I mean, you guys know me. I like to talk. So even if no one else is saying anything, I'll probably say something. What's happening, G? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing very well, sir. One of our great channel members, Mr. Sean G. We got Aaron Click in the house. What's happening, Aaron? We got Astro Juicy. What's happening, Astro Juicy? Astro, it's like, for a little bit there, Astro, are you over on YouTube as well, just with a different nickname? Did you tell me, do I know who you are, but then I somehow forgot? I'm so curious as to who Astro Juicy is. Not that I need to know who everyone is. It's if it makes anyone feel any better, the curiosity comes from a good place. Davey is in. Let the fun begin. We got Sean G with a $5 super chat. Sean, thank you so very much, man. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to Sean and Ryan for jumping in on the comment section on the members only stream too. You guys dropped some more great suggestions because, guys, we're talking about, for members only, doing a stream about horror movies with sports involved. So trying to find the sportiest of all the horror movies. I'm pulled it up on Plex. So there might be, I know there are other options to rent it from other places, Aaron. But I just pulled it up from Plex. So if you click that link, it should take you right there. Should be pretty easy. I don't think they have any, ads or anything. I'm not sure. Gory Tiger, what's happening, Gory? Welcome on in. And Aaron, I use the Brave browser, so it blocks ads anyways. So I recommend grabbing the Brave browser if you have not done that. We got Blu-ray Addict in the house. What's happening, Blue? Welcome on in. Let's see who else we got here. I love how sweet you guys are to each other. Maybe Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger should rejoin Tobe Hooper's Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the television series, and 52 episodes in 2028. Daniel, welcome on in. I love that Daniel is like, not only do I want a show, I want it to be this many episodes exactly. So yeah, 2028, that might be when we get that TV show, right? I can see that happening. If they really want to hit the ground running, maybe 2027. But yeah, I don't see Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger coming back, Daniel, but I don't hate the idea. I've got this probably a shit-eating grin or a little smirk on my face because I'm like, I will pretty much always say yes to Legacy coming back. Like I don't even care. I don't even care how bad the blood may be or how bad the blood may seem to be. I think it would be a friggin' riot. McConaughey could really do it. Play a totally different character. He could still do it. They say we're going to have a wet September. Oh, boy, I hope so. I mean, out here, Ty, I think you're in the part of the valley that gets more consistent rain during monsoon season. It's pretty spotty out here I'm kind of in the Buckeye area in the far west valley. And sometimes the bad weather just hits the mountains and dissipates. Or if it comes from where you guys, the east side or central, it just is sort of dead by the time it gets here. So we're, I guess, kind of spoiled with better weather, but I like the rain and I want the damn rain. This is the worst or second worst in the franchise next to Leatherface, the prequel. Damn. Yeah, that one was pretty rough. I know a lot of people really dig that one. Okay, I think I've said hello to everyone. Ryan, I might not have actually said hello. What's happening, Ryan? One of our great channel members right there. I saw this in the theater, of course. What's that, guys? Oh, yeah. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation. I saw that in the theater. Jamie, I'm not going to be able to let it go. And it's nothing that you ever did. It's something that my stupid/beautiful brain came up with. So I don't know. It might not have any bearing in reality, but I think it's funny, and then now it's a problem for everyone else. Never seen this one, so I'm not participating in the poll. I'm not going to watch along tonight because I have higher priority movies to watch. I struggle as is. No, I totally get you. I just figured at some point we're probably going to get there. Might as well just try to watch these movies this summer. What's happening, Izzy? Welcome on in, man. Join you guys on this watch after my run, but I'll definitely be back. Hell yeah. Well, hopefully we're started by the time you're back from your run. What's happening? Antonis Andriotis, one of our great channel members. I'm so curious to see if I still think it's bad. I know some people that enjoy this unironically. This movie is so bad, but I have so much fun with it. Okay, well, maybe they do all like it ironically, but they just tell me that they don't. I don't know. Curious to watch this movie just because of the two Texans in it. Is Renee a Texan as well? Late night Halloween stream from a creepy cemetery. That could be pretty dope. It would be cool on Halloween to do like a mobile stream. All right, everyone, I'm walking around the blah blah neighborhood in blah 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 Arizona, and we're just gonna bug people as they trick or treat. And yeah, we're gonna see which adults are drinking, which ones are doing it openly, which ones are doing it secretively, and which ones are stealing their kids' candy. We're also going to make fun of the adults that won't walk up to the door due to being scared of Michael Myers. I know that happens. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Maybe go to Buc-ee's on Halloween, something crazy like that. I knew it was always the Illuminati, says Ben Grimm. Welcome on in, Ben, one of our great channel members. Yes, rest in peace to Reggie Bannister from the Phantasm franchise. He had been struggling and not very well for, well, at least I think publicly, it was about the last year or so. Yeah, talked about it a bit on the members only stream, and I'm thinking I haven't finished that franchise, and I think maybe I'm about due just to like restart it and go through the whole thing and talk about it here on the channel. Maybe have some Phantasm coverage this fall, just a little tribute to Reggie. I don't know, I might have been making fun of what I built in my mind as Jamie being snooty about having already seen movies, which she's not. It's just the version in my brain loves that whole thing. I don't know what it is. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. This franchise is insane, says Paula Fitzhenry with a $5 super chat. You are amazing, Paula. Thank you so very much for yet another super chat. I think we've already reached our goal. You guys are insane, but in the best way, in the funnest way possible. And yeah, this franchise, I think, one of the points I wanted to get across is, well, man, Next Generation is pretty wild and bizarre. And that's saying something, because we're talking about TCM. Let me just make sure I've got Sean G with another $5. Sean closes out the super chat goal. Guys, we are going to hang out and have a conversation after the movie, so why don't I just get the movie rolling? What's happening, Derek? Welcome on in. All right, let's second favorite for Merc. I love to see it, Merc. Okay, I think I've said hello to everyone. I'm just gonna very interesting, Tia. I did not know that. Katie, Texas. That is the cutest little name. Let's see here. I am going to get the movie rolling, guys. I think I've said hello to everyone except for Joe from Media Poop Shoot, my good buddy, channel member, and Death Squad mod. How are you doing there, Joe? I'm gonna get the movie going, guys, and then start catching up with you guys after that, because we're almost 20 minutes into the stream. So let me throw your chats up there on the screen. There we go. I'm gonna bring in our nifty Tom 50 little timer there. Let me grab the movie. Okay, guys, cool. I think I've got everything set up. I'm just gonna make sure the movie's all good to go. Don't you hate when you have two windows open on your computer and you're just trying to maximize the space? But if you get too close to the top of the screen, the computer's like a puppy dog, and it's like, you want this to be the full screen? And it's like, no, I just want to use the most of the screen that I can. And you're kind of being a dick and cock blocking me right now, computer. That's my own internal dialogue there. Yeah, guys, I'm a wild one. I'm a real wild one. Okay, guys, TCM, the Next Generation, TCM, TNG, who's watching along with me? Let me know in the live chat. If you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments and let me know if you're watching down below. I've got the timer stopped at 5 seconds. We're going to get the movie rolling. When the movie is 5 seconds in, I will resume the timer. That way you can follow along if you need to. And we are going to do a 3, 2, 1 play count on the movie. Guys, guess when I'm going to hit the play button. I will hit the play button when I say play. Is everybody ready? Is everybody pumped? Is everybody, I don't know, emotionally, spiritually, and quite possibly sexually prepared to see the Matthew McConaughey performance we're about to see? Are you guys ready? I don't know. Are you guys ready for the prettiest Leatherface ever? I don't know. Anywho, guys, let's go ahead and get this rolling on 3. Oh, I almost didn't pause the music. I'm going to cut the music. There we go. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to get this thing started in 3, 2, 1, play. All right, I'm going to get this timer going. There we are. We are officially rolling. I think my sound is very quiet here. There we go. There we go. And Plex is being kind of cheeky with me right now. It's like you can watch in full screen or not. So we're doing this again. We're trying to recapture yet again the creepy opening of the first film, and this is rough. Now, maybe this is, for all I know, this the person doing the narration is near and dear to the franchise. I don't know. I think the performance is a little rough. May 22nd, 1996. Ultra Muchos. This is an interesting font here. That font says, I'm tired of looking at fonts, boss. I think we're just going to go with this one. It's called Skinny Ass Twigs. Yep. It's called Skinny Ass Twigs. It was inspired by Camp Crystal Lake from Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Robert J. Coon. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The Next Generation. Starring Patrick Stewart. Are you talking about the I saw that in the theater shirts? Is that what we're talking about? I love it. I'm trying to catch up here on the chats. I know everyone's you guys have been killing it lately. We've been reaching our goals like a half hour or less into the stream. It's amazing. I'm so curious to see what more kind of news we can get on that, Izzy. I don't know where they're at in production right now. I don't know. I know Robert Hiltzik wrote a new version of the scripts and all that. I just don't know if we're any closer to going to camera, if they've, cast all the roles or anything like that. I mean, I think you got to bring Felissa Rose back, but have Felissa Rose play the aunt, right? The sound, it's cute that they're bringing back the sound, although that's not the sound that those cameras don't make any. Those cameras just go, that's it. Maybe a bulb flash sound. But I think I had one of those cameras when I was a kid. It's funny because it says 1996, but I think the movie came out in 94. I'm excited they look good. It's like a vest thing. Like, I don't hate it so far, but it definitely feels like a teen movie right now, Yeah, Jamie, I'm not. It's really, I am really just in my own head about all that. I mean, it's kind of cool to have a catchphrase, a calling card, right? Welcome on in, Steph. Hope you're doing very well, miss. So great to see you. Yeah, my mom wears the Jamie Hart shirt like once a week. It's so cute. Yeah, I put the chats up there. I do. So for Ty, for the watch parties, I like to put the chat on the screen because if anyone comes in and watches after the fact, it's probably way more entertaining for them to get to see you guys react to things. Oh yeah, written and directed by Kim Henkel. Okay, so I mean, this is very tied to the original because Kim co-wrote the original with Toby Hooper. So this is, all the crazy things we can say about Next Generation and all the crazy things we're about to see in this movie, but it still did come from an original creator of the idea. Perfect, Aaron. Aaron's just like, Davey, I just listen to your voice and let the lotion do the talking. Not watching along. I'm doing my own Lord of the Rings marathon because House of the Dragon season 4 isn't until 20. Wait, they're going to take 2 years to do one season of TV? Just make movies. Technically, it wouldn't be your ass if they got in a wreck if she was the one driving, and you could even say that you didn't give her permission to drive, and then she would have been, at fault for stealing the vehicle and kidnapping you maybe too. Prostate cancer. That's hilarious. Prostate cancer. I do love that he's like, "Guys need it, you can't get all worked up and not." I mean, blue balls, they hurt, it doesn't feel good, and then it can start hurting your stomach, which is just very strange. It's a bizarre conundrum. Oh my god, he just called Renee Zellweger ugly. That's the balls on this guy. I get 1 cent for every $5 on my credit card, so I'm golden, boom, pays for itself, you know what I mean? Very similar to Zach Morris. Man, they've already made 2 cancer jokes. This movie is just, you know, it's that I would say, Aaron, for you being in that situation, hashtag blessed to always be sexually ready. More cancer talk. This come on. This guy's a terrible actor, this dude in the passenger seat, he's bad. Everyone else seems pretty alright. Gotcha, so they just probably yeah, because at the beginning, they put, 73, they put the date for the original, the original incident, not when the film was released, but, yeah, you figure they had intended it to be 94, right? They probably would write a song about it, and then they put it in Jennifer's body. Yeah, all I remember is the 4 people in the car getting lost in the woods, and then Matthew McConaughey basically doing kind of like a Jim Carrey level of performance, but with, like, no irony or I mean, just very, like, really giving it his all, but in a way that is, like, so difficult to take seriously. And then I do remember, of course, like, Pretty Leatherface, like, just looking very paper mache. And then I remember the guys in the tuxes at the end, but I don't really remember how it all shakes out. Why is anyone hanging out with this guy? Ever noticed this in movies, like horror movies, where it's like the one guy that's just a dick to everyone, but everyone's hanging out with him? Oh gosh, now they're inserting the camera sound just cuz. Great. And that's where it's starting to feel cash grabby with the every 5 seconds. It is absolutely insane. And you know why they do it, Steph? I would imagine they do it so those actors can take jobs doing movies and other stuff in between, you know? That's my guess. My guess would be that. Do you have any Aaron, do you have anything to back that up? You just suspect it just cuz, or was he kind of a wild was he like hanging out with Hunter S. Thompson? Sure. Yeah. Blue balls hurts the actual area, but then it can also give you like kind of like a stabby lower stomach ache after. Yeah, not good. It's science. I should be dead by now. uh, you have to have sex with guys. It's the science. Didn't you read my diary? Mm-hmm. Oh, for the prostate. The whoever wants to come, come. Everyone else stay. The dialogue, I I would have hoped that Kim would have like really written a badass script for this one. So far, I think the script is pretty rough. Um, I'll just pick the whole thing apart. The lighting looks pretty television show. Maybe it gets a little bit better. Oh, it's not like a total lost cause. But yeah, this script, I guess we'll wait and see on some of the acting because we haven't gotten much other than from the main asshole guy, this guy here, and he doesn't seem to be a very good actor. Yeah, that was a big one that did it. Didn't the original Game of Thrones do that too? At least later on, weren't they kind of doing it like right around when Stranger Things was starting? Game of Thrones was already given the big gaps. Yeah, probably related somewhere along the line, right? Your name, that last name Hinkle, Steph. What are the ethnic origins? What the hell is that? No, like seriously, what was that? That like was way too like big and gnarly to be a coyote. Was it just a dog? Yeah, just the the dude is especially a walking cliche. Prom night. Texas cringe massacre. Texas blue ball massacre. What's happening, Herbert? Welcome on in, man. Hope you're doing very, very well. No worries, Steph. Take care. A little bit, Nick Cage, yeah. I mean, he's really going for it. Token douche nozzle. I guess you got to have him in a horror movie, right? Yeah. Yeah, Barry seems like, you know what I want to do with Barry is I want to get really loaded and go to like a sporting event. I'm sure he's so well behaved. Definitely not going to get into a fight with people that we don't know at all. Hey there, Lito. Welcome on in, man. One of our great channel members here. About to head to bed because I got an early flight back to LA tomorrow. Wishing you all fun and fun time and great night. Thank you so very much, Lito. I hope you have a good night's rest as well and a safe trip back to LA in the morning. You're not missing much so far. It's just TCM, The Next Generation. It's just the greatest horror sequel of all time. After Jerry Maguire, they re-released it for a short run. That's when I actually saw it in the theater. Yeah, and then oh nice, we get some free boobs. I don't know if I had boobs, I don't know if I would want them out that close to the broken glass. But that's just me. Now, and McConaughey had been in Dazed and Confused had come out as well, right? Because wasn't Dazed and Confused in 94 or 95? I'm not saying that he was as big as, I'm not saying that movie was as big as Jerry Maguire in 93. Okay, so Dazed and Confused was right before this one. Okay. But McConaughey's career started to take off in that same kind of time period, right? That Zellweger was popping off. Yeah. Well, we know how their agents tried to stop the film from being released, or at least I think McConaughey's did. And here he is. Yeah, because your family killed him and set it all up because that's what these movies all do. That's the problem, I think, with TCM is that it's like, oh, some people are out and about, and then, you know, the car has to stop for some reason, and it's all a ruse set up by the bad family. Gotta love the mechanical leg. Leto needs his beauty sleep, Jamie. Thank you so very much, Rebel Sky. I appreciate you. Yeah, I went on a bit of an extended one over on the members only stream for sure. It's sad, guys. I mean, you know, it's part of life that we end up losing some of the people that we, you know, whose work we enjoy, you know, and people that, you know, can become important to us for one reason or another. So it is a bummer. Thank you so much for the $2, Rebel Sky. I appreciate you. That's true. And what is she even saying? Just tell him how the cows eat the cabbage. Um, it makes me think, Aaron, you know, because the first one I enjoy, it's not like the script is like, you know, the dialogue or anything has to be amazing in the original. The original is a whole vibe, you know? I mean, but it's good, right? It just makes me think, well, I guess more of the talent on the writing side probably came from Toby Hooper. Like Toby Hooper was probably more of the idea man, all that kind of stuff. And what Kim wasn't the cinematographer, right? Just the writer. So Kim coming back in, maybe he just didn't have the skill level, you know. But all of these movies feel like remakes, don't they? Like this feels like pretty much a remake. It's just the same story. Yeah, come on, character Barry. Well, it's a very odd decision in the script when you're like, boom, boom, boom. We're just gonna the big C. Let's just like joke about the big C for the first like 5 minutes. Okay. 2 Oscar winners in this movie, maybe more. It is pretty wild. Yeah. Is he getting off right now? Is that what's happening to McConaughey's character? Seems like he's having a bit of the Aaron Click fun with the KY. Um, one of the worst horror films ever made, says Herbert Geddes. I I will give the full, you know, I will definitely sentence this movie once it's done. I mean, he really is kind of getting a charge out of this. This is very strange. Yeah, since you guys reached the super chat goal, we'll talk about the movie after. And yeah, we'll see. Is it the worst or one of the worst? We'll see. Mhm. That's what I thought too. Like Hankel, especially. I'm like, ooh, is Hinkle same family, different region, you know, slightly different spelling? That right there was a chupacabra. Guarantee it. I seen one when I was 10 years old, looked just like that, maybe a bit bigger. I don't know why I did that to you, but there you go. Pretty lady Leatherface hot. Well, it just looks like a dude in paper mache to me. But Merc, you know, you're a grown man. I'm not going to judge, and I'm not going to tell you how to live. How about that? But for me, a man wearing paper mache does not a lady make. I've got hard rules about that. If there's something hard, no. I still don't know if Kim intended for this movie to be a satirical comedy or if it was just unintentionally bad. Blue, thank you for bringing that up because that's definitely something that we need to talk about. So thank you. I probably would have missed bringing that up. You know, I've heard other people bring that up on streams elsewhere and everything like that. I don't know if I would have thought of that because I guess I'm just not as into the franchise. I really love that first movie a lot. But yeah, I don't appreciate the franchise as much as something like, you know, the way I appreciate Halloween or Friday the 13th. I'm not as nerdy about it. But that is a really good, that's a good thing for us to think about and talk about. I'm going to put that in as a poll. How about that? How about that, Blue? Let's see here. She does look really cute. They are trying to nerd her up, Aaron, and I always appreciate that when they try to make the cute girl look nerdy. I do. They're like, just tell her to use a voice that doesn't sound attractive, and then we'll put her in glasses. We'll make her hair a little messy. I mean, I hate to break it to everyone. Am I alone? Fellas or people who like ladies, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. I like a messy hair. I like it. I love I call it wild woman hair. Like if you look like a cave woman, I'm going to be into that. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I grew up in the 80s. It was an impressionable time for me. What was that? A bat or just a bag? Just a bag. Okay. All right. I'm going to get that poll going here. You guys know how I love my polls. Man, that bag got a lot of play. That is almost as much play as the bag from American Beauty got. All right, what star rating do you guys give TCM, The Next Generation? I'm going to close that one out. 35% of you give it 1 star. 30% give it 4. 30% give it 2. 5% give it 3. Don't call me dumb, Barry. Yeah, chicks don't like that. Come on, Barry. In fact, people don't like that. Don't call them dumb. Don't do it. Don't be a Barry. Don't be a Barry from Texas Chainsaw, The Next Generation. Okay. Do you think this movie, can we call it that, is meant to be a satire or to be taken seriously? Okay, satire. No way, this isn't a joke. Seriously, they seriously blew it. All right, there we go, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys have to say about that. Let me know. Paula, she's the blonde one with the glasses. Hell yeah, Ryan. That's great, man. Wow, I had no idea. She's holding the funnel and Parker Posey does the funnel shot. Interesting. Is she even credited or is she just a straight up extra? That's wild. I've only seen Dazed and Confused like 3 times, maybe. I mean, I like it and everything. I didn't have that phase where I like watched it a lot when I was younger. Watch along tonight. Cool. Hell yeah, Herbert. Yeah. So Herbert, how this worked out is, YouTube lets me do these things called super chat goals, and I always go live. Probably it's like 3 times a week is like the average, but I give everyone the opportunity to unlock some bonus streams and do a little bit more than what was planned. So yeah, this is a bonus stream that was unlocked from a super chat goal. And we have another one coming up on Thursday. That's how amazing everyone has been as far as just being supportive. Yeah. Yeah, this was the death nail for a little bit. Yeah. I mean, in the can in 94, and then the remake came out in 03. So pretty much a decade. This looks exactly like the house from the first movie. Is this the same house? I'm sort of having a freak out and sort of like respecting the hell out of this movie. If this is the actual house, yeah, I guess I gotta pull up the IMDb now. I need to know. Tell me, baby girl, because I need to know. Texas Chainsaw, Next Generation. Texas Chainsaw. Okay. Oh, wait, Lisa Marie Newmeyer. Okay, different Lisa Marie. I was like, no way. And then, of course, it was no way. Okay. Where did they... would it be in connections? Nope, not there. Trivia. Okay. Okay, so here's the one little tidbit here. 2 years after the movie was shot, Matthew McConaughey shot, to fame with A Time to Kill, Renee with Jerry Maguire, and both used the same talent agency. So Sony, which owned this movie's distribution rights, was prepared to re-release it, highlighting the pair. When their agent threatened a lawsuit claiming their clients were being unfairly exploited, the agency also said that if Sony emphasized their names, neither would appear in any future Sony releases. The film eventually got a brief limited theatrical release in September of '97. So yeah, 3 years after, about 3 years after it came out, and that's pretty interesting. It's an interesting insight to how the business works. You know, that those things are bartered all the time. And yeah, for an agency to be like, they won't be in any of your movies, that is a pretty big threat from two really big stars. So that's wild. It's wild that they still released it. Sony was like, yeah, right. But they definitely emphasized them, you know. This oh my gosh, now he's quoting Ulysses S. Grant. Oh my gosh. Whole bunch of stuff here on IMDb of Renee Zellweger talking about it. It's pretty interesting. I'm just trying to figure out if the house is the same house. That's all I'm trying to find out here. This was filmed on location at an abandoned farmhouse in Pflugerville, Texas, and nearby Bastrop. Okay. All right. I guess it isn't the same house, but man, it looks very, very similar. Very similar. Maybe somebody can correct me in the chat. Doesn't it seem that way? But every time they're like, "Hey, remember the first movie?" First movie. But I mean, even so, I guess that's like maybe we should feel happier about, you know, a series like Halloween. Like, you know, not all those sequels make for good movies, but you know, they do try different things with Michael Myers and with the Halloween franchise. At least comparatively to something like this, or even like, you know, Friday the 13th does a pretty good job at trying to slowly extrapolate and expand that lore, but I don't think they take as many chances as like Halloween does. But yeah, in a Halloween movie, you're going to have Michael doing the stabby stab. It's just going to be part of it, right? But this movie, I mean, we're straight up like mimicking like poses and actions, and it is like he's trying to recapture the feel of the original. When Leatherface is just doing the straight same thing. The music's really bad. It's this cheesy synthesizer. Jason Goes to Hell has the same problem. It just is very cheap sounding. A bunch of these were remake sequels, pretty much. Yeah. Yep. Oh man, I don't think the guy playing Leatherface is really selling it on the performance either. I just think you just got to get someone really good to play Leatherface. Why not? What's with the stunt casting? Like, you need more from Leatherface than you need from Michael Myers. And I still think from Michael Myers, you obviously need the right person, right? But Leatherface has to have a little more personality. I don't think Leatherface is supposed to be this vacant whatever. You know, he's not a wall like Michael is. He's not a blank canvas. Like Leatherface has like actual character, you know? He's thinking, he's like, oh, should I blow the door off? My dad would probably be mad. My father would probably be upset with me if I shot through the door. Burly Kev, welcome on in. Well, you can watch along with us if you so dare. Oh, it's a cutlery company too. Well, hey, If only the young lady folk knew, you know? I've said it before, and I know I'm speaking in generalities, but it's like, hey, the people pushing the beauty industry and the fashion industry, it's not it's like mostly women, right? So those standards, I think in society, it's like, well, women are expected to look a certain way as far as all that stuff goes, as far as like romantic stuff goes. And I'm like, yeah, but who's putting those expectations? Because I think it's coming from like within. The call's coming from within the house or whatever, But again, I'm speaking in generalities. Oh, the bag getting a lot of Aaron. I did see her, that's what she said. And I was like, I don't know what that's attached to, but now I do. For the cast, I hit 4 stars. Hell yeah, Paula. I would imagine that'll happen, right, Merc? It is a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. So I could have used some sort of effect there with that first hit. Because basically that's the sledgehammer hit from the original movie. They just swapped it. Or they swapped locations and camera angles. Dude, Leatherface's mullet is really bad. And he looks like a joke. And he looks frumpy. I don't like it. Oh, is it real hair and then a wig? Is that what we're seeing? Maybe. But also, I was going to say, this Barry guy, when he's taking a piss and he turns around and sees like a rotted corpse in the tub, like, dude, you didn't smell that when you... Oh, and now we got Chick on a Hook. This is absolutely just a fucking remake, isn't it? And now I'm getting angry. All right, Jamie's going to say that this is meant to be serious because Michael Myers and Rob Zombie both tried to get the movie shut down because they were ashamed of being part of it. Oh, MM and RZ. Wait. I just assume. Oh my God, Jamie, that was hilarious. I should share a link just so you can hop on the stream just to laugh at me, Jamie. It's so funny because I'm like, Michael Myers and Rob Zombie? But no, Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger. How funny is that, though, that I would just assume that that's might be what you were talking about? Wow. I only hear what I want to hear. I only read what I want to read. It's true. It is coming up. So this is a good week to maybe get in another one. Maybe get in another one. Guys, do you know what else has a birthday on this weekend, this Saturday? The Fly. David Cronenberg's The Fly. Oh, we're going to be celebrating that one. Yeah, they're terrible to you. I might, yeah, I'll probably do another watch party of the next movie in the line. Yes. Yeah, that's all you have to do is kick the knee back and run. Here we go, guys. We've got 2 Oscars worth of juicy talent in this truck right now. Have they been in anything together since then? Since this? I would imagine they had to have, right? Was she in Ed TV? That's wild, Merc. That's really cool, man. Well, yeah, September of 97, but it makes sense though because they were having the story is told that it was 90, like 96 is on the IMDb, I think. Let's see. This acting is bad. Well, okay, 94 is on IMDb. Okay. Let's see. They'll have a release date though. September 22nd, 95 was the premiere. Okay. So what else? So yeah, August 29th is what I'm seeing on IMDb as the re-release. August 29th of 1997, Jamie. Welcome to the real world, bitch. He is on the scene. Poor Leatherface, too, just being taken advantage of. Yeah, that's kind of how it sounds in Jason Goes to Hell, too. Joe Bob said this was a flick so terrifying and brilliant that it makes the other two Chainsaw sequels seem like after-school specials, and declared it the best horror film of the 90s. This movie. Interesting. Is it terrifying because it's so bad? You know? Yeah, and I do think, I mean, of course, there's going to be repetition in a sequel, but I do think Halloween has handled it pretty well. I'm not saying that every movie is a friggin' knock out of the park or anything like that, but just like they handle trying different things well. Yeah, he might be too old now, but it would have been cool back in the day. I mean, he played him in that one commercial. And McConaughey, they didn't even really like. He's not even really hillbillied up right here. It's a guitar. You live, you learn, you love, you learn. Michael Myers and Rob Zombie just did not have fun working on Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. This is a Davey Deathray exclusive. Put out a short and everything. Guys, did you know that Michael Myers, yes, the Shape, worked on Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation? It is absolutely true because Jamie Hart put MM in a live chat, and well, I'm just assuming that means Michael Myers. We're going to roll with it here. I always think of RZ as Rob Zombie. I hardly ever say Rob. I say Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 if I think that people might not know what I'm talking about. But if I'm amongst friends, it's just, oh yeah, RZH2. That movie's dope. That movie's hella dope. I've been using the Southern accent way too much tonight, and it's a stereotypical mean accent. I'm lazy. It's okay, Jamie. It's okay. Oh, Renee has 2. So 3 Oscars between the 2 of them, or does McConaughey have more than 1? Rebel Sky, I got your super chat earlier. Well, I got one of them. Was there a second one that came in? I might have missed it. I got this one, the great tribute to Reggie Bannister. However, maybe I did forget to say thank you so much for the $2, Rebel Sky. I thought I said it, but I did bring it up earlier. And there you go. You got a little more play. Just like the bag from American Beauty, you got a little more play. You know, it's had its moments. Yeah. Wait, is that just an actual guy just standing there in makeup? I don't know why anyone would do that. Like, I thought she was in a pretty okay spot in all the twigs. This is the clumsiest Leatherface, dude. You didn't open up the gun to see if there were bullets in it. Oh my god. Wait, guys. If you rewind there on that first shot, it looks like the cross bar didn't break, and the initial actress, the stunt performer that tried to break through, basically got like stopped and couldn't go any further. And then it was like an awkward edit to the other shot of her crashing through. That was weird. That was weird. I hate noticing stuff about that. Like, I don't want to ever notice an awkward moment because that just means that someone didn't do their job. Someone broke the movie magic. I'm telling on myself here. I love that. Guys, I searched for the image. It's fake. I know. I reached out to her and asked. She told me it was fake. She confirmed by actually sending me a picture. And they weren't so comically saggy. Yeah. I mean, and the crazy thing is you could just do that with everyone on, well, what the hell just happened? Oh, she jumped under like a wire. It's just invisible to us. Um, you could just go to Twitter and ask Grok to be like, "Hey, Grok, put my face on this picture." I don't know, Paula. I mean, I'm okay with Leatherface being like a little rotund, like being a guy that doesn't look like he's missing meals. That's totally fine, right? Like Leatherface is, a little bit bigger in the original movie. By no means is he like this big old dude. But he's big, So that I'm okay with that. I think there's something sloppy about just the whole thing. I'm like, I'm not feeling the power and the command and the performance. The performance for Leatherface just seems a little cartoonish. And I felt the same way about the performance in part two. I did not like the portrayal. This you can't her standing around this area, like after you like quote unquote escape or whatever, you cannot just stand there. Guys, I've been playing a lot of RE4, the remake lately, and you just, you gotta keep on going. Keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. Where's Jiggy? Ooh, roll with the changes. Okay, Leatherface looks really cool there. He's got the rundown. I don't like the look when it's up close. I do like the yellow apron, but I'm not sold on the mask and the mullet wig. I don't know. Like, why would so Leatherface is like knows about fashion and haircuts like that? Like, would would somebody give themselves a mullet if they didn't know about hairstyles? What's happening, Billy? Welcome on in, man. Hope you're doing very well. It's fine. I'm part of the family. Don't worry about it, right? An RE4 reference tied in with REO Speedwagon is god tier. Well, I'm a big Speedwagon fan. I don't know. Do we call ourselves Speedwagoneers? I don't know if we have a name, but I've seen them live twice. I really love their music. Yeah, genuinely. I mean, I genuinely think they are one of the best rock bands. A very underrated US rock band for sure. And RE4, I mean, fuck, guys, like when I upgrade and get a new computer and stuff, I'm gonna get one that can stream games and stuff because I think it would be fun to do something like that. But right now I'm rolling through. It's the RE4 remake, Aaron. I don't know if you've ever played it, but it's awesome. I think it's arguably better than the original because it takes out some of the pain in the butt sequences from the original. Um, but it's really good, and I'm just like speed running it with the infinite rocket launcher right now. Mucho quico. Yeah, you know, it's almost like I don't want a wig on Leatherface's mask. I just want it to be the mask and then the real hair. I think that's a creepier look, honestly. Yeah, they're really good, man. She's pretty both ways. Yeah. Of course. Of course, because it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so anyone you run into is gonna be a bad guy. Yep. Man, I bought the RE2, like, I actually have a physical version of the RE2 remake. It is tough. The RE4 is just an easier game, but man, RE2 is like it's a lot tougher. I like survival horror. I don't know if I have so much fun playing survival horror. I like a little more on the action side, you know? I don't wanna worry, like, is this the last bullet I'm gonna find for the next hour? I will say this, him, cattle prodding her while she's tied up in the trunk of the car is that's a pretty cool Texas Chainsaw Massacre move. What he wants is to keep on torturing you. That's what he wants. Well, hey, he's a boy. Boys like to poke and destroy. Just like the presidents of the United States of America sang once, "I'm a boy, I'm wanna poke and destroy." Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off. No, clapper. Yeah, there's a woman back there. Oh my god. Yeah. Has anyone ever, done a favor for fast food from the drive-through? I know someone that made out with a guy at the Burger King once. Oh, it's the cops, of course. I should get back to it, Aaron, but honestly, I have, I played the original RE2 a little bit. I never owned my own, PlayStation. I didn't play it like originally. I didn't have the N64. So like I played it over at friends' houses. So really just like the intro scenes and stuff of RE2. So I mean, I dig it and everything like that, but I don't know it as well as like RE4. I fell in love with RE4. I think it's one of the best games of all time. Like easy for me. Yeah, no, one of my friends one time made out with the guy at the Burger King drive-through. I was like, "What? You did what?" I'm like, "You're crazy. It's a fun kinda crazy." Wild. Never would have occurred to me to do that. They did. They ordered pizza and picked it up from a drive-through. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever gotten pizza from a drive-through. "Mr. Pizza Guy, sir?" What's the, Mr. Excuse me, Mr. Person from, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when they're on the plane trying to do the Wade Boggs thing, and Dennis, like, hooks up with the trashy girl, and she's like, "Excuse me, Mr. Person, can you move over so me and my boyfriend can sit next to each other?" Oh, Kathy Ireland lookalike finds, this other girl, and it ain't gonna be good for her. Where did the other guy go? I totally missed where the W guy went. Oh, she's just gonna grab a rock and, like, smack her in the head? Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. This is absurd. What are we watching? She's barely hitting her with barely a stick. How could she go crawling off? She's bloody all over the place, lady. She's laying down in the fetal position. Um, that would have been pretty, ordering, in college, you might be able to get away with something like that, depending on your level of college and what kind of class. It would be amazing to be, like, in a bio lab and have a pizza delivered to you. That would be incredible. It is a power move for sure. Coffee order, in today's world. Wait, W.E. is his name. Is this so? Okay, so this is now Leatherface, because Leatherface is supposed to have like multiple kind of personalities, right? So Leatherface was the son. Now Leatherface is playing the mother, and then Leatherface is going to be the daughter at the end. Dude, that's the second time you've made that threat. How many times a day do you make that threat? You know, come on. Like, I love that you say Sans clothing in my Camaro. Oh wow, Baptist Student Union. Interesting. Um, her dad drove up. Oh my gosh. But here's the thing, Aaron. What body part did you use to wave to him? Huh? Were you like, hey there, Mr. So and so? Hey, excuse me, Mr. Person. What if you hoisted yourself up, Aaron, like this, and then you like wagged it back and forth, and it looked like it was like waving. It was like, hello, hello, hello. Oh my! I don't know why it sounds like Yoshi. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes I'm a bit spicy, you know. So the door thing. So what? They've replaced the cook with this chick in the purple blazer, right? And that's pretty much it. You know, or oh, Matthew McConaughey and then this other guy. So that's different than the original, right? But it's very, very much a retelling. It's I just don't understand. Like, I guess that's why they call it the next generation. But if they're acting like it's a sequel to the original with that opening, I don't understand why it's so similar. The way that they try to expand it too, to be like the government knows exactly what's going on. I mean, dude, I say crazy stuff all the time, so you know, I'm not too worried about it. I just love the wording. You weren't like, so me and a former girlfriend of mine were getting it on in the car. You're like, sans clothing. We were once sans clothing. We found ourselves once again without clothes, and we didn't know how this happened. And Papa rolled up, and Papa was looking for his sweet little girl. And so I waved my ding dong at him through the mirror and through the window, and was like, "Hi, hi there." Prince. Let's see what you've got, Prince. Davey, I'm going to report you watching NFL for the first time when running for a touchdown. What? I'm going to report to you. Sorry, I read that as report you. When running for a touchdown, I'll tell you, they got the Tom Cruise running vibe in them, and I love it. Yeah. Yeah. American football is really impressive stuff, Prince. And when it's played well, it's extremely impressive. But yeah. It's a very physical sport, but it's also a very brainy sport too. If you're really gonna, succeed at the highest levels. I think McConaughey and Zellweger are doing fine. I even think this chick that's getting dragged in right now, like she has good moments, she has not so great moments, but I think she's been fine. I really didn't. The actor that played Barry, I did not care for his performance. The blonde kid from the beginning, I liked him just fine. I mean, I don't think the acting is necessarily the problem. I think it's the script, because the actors can't rewrite the movie while they're, they can't just make it up as they go along, right? They have to go with what's there on the script. And I think that a lot of the script has been pretty rough. See, that moment, they were ratcheting up some really good, uncomfortable tension, and it was going on for a while, and there was something that was starting to make me feel uneasy, and then they just sort of cut and treat it like a regular movie. And I think the special sauce with Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like, make it uncomfortable and then make it uncomfortably long in that discomfort, That's what I think they should. That's to me kind of the essence of the kind of dread that the original TCM brings, anyways. It's kind of an assault on your senses, and it feels like it's never going to end. And that last scene that they had, I started to think in my head, I was like, I was about to tell you guys, oh my gosh, this sort of feels like the original, and then they just like cut. And I'm like, man, I would have liked to live in that madness a bit more. Hey, the trust tree is great. What do you think the mirror says about the subtext of the film? Are they trying to say that Renee's character is a dual personality? Maybe there's a part of her that wants to join the hillbillies? I don't know. Um, wait, are you talking about Michael Myers or no? He does kind of have a Ghostbuster jumpsuit on. It's like a flight suit, isn't it? It's kind of like a pilot suit. Nope. Just a bunch of lazy fucks. And like, how does what's her face, the chick with the blazer, does she just have her own apartment somewhere? It doesn't look like she could live in this house and look the way she looks. Oh my gosh, that's such an odd performance with the tempo of and the rhythm of his voice. But I will say the music is killing the mood here. This is not their best work in this movie. I'm going to say that. This is a bit. Wow. It is just so bizarre to think 3 Oscars between the two, right? And they're just this absurd thing that they're participating in. And little does either one of them know the heights of stardom that they're going to rise to. You know, it's crazy. How many times has he been nominated? So curious. No, 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 no. See, this is kind of more of what I want. But I want like long extended cuts. I don't want these edits. I want it to feel like we're actually there and the camera is a character. I think that's if Curry Barker is like as good as he's been, if he maintains that with his TCM movie, I think he will lean into that awkward because I think that's what he already does so well with his comedy and his horror. So hopefully he takes that same mode of thinking and just, drives the discomfort level. Well, we don't really know the full story and it seems to change movie to movie, Paula. No, get off the fucking floor. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, you just have the 2 slugs, right? So you can't stop everyone without reloading. Really, Duder needs his knee kicked in, first off. Izzy, have we seen Grandpa yet? I can't even remember. They are better. They are better. Yes, absolutely. I just think that whole scene, that whatever they had to, that performance that they had to do, I just don't think that that material's it. Yeah. Yeah. He is just like, let me smoke a joint and just make it up, guys. Matthew Cage unleashed. I'm Ghost Rider. I'm Nicolas Cage. I'm just constantly out of breath. I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. That's all whenever I hear Nicolas Cage talk, it's just a dude out of breath. Big mouth. Which actor do you imagine would be good in playing in the NFL? None of them. No, none of them. They would no. Only if they're a former player and still relatively young. Yeah. I think the NFL is that difficult. I think it's like being an Olympic athlete. Um, it's like skills you have to cultivate your whole life and then the body. So many actors could probably have a body to look like an NFL player in a movie. I just don't think they could play in the NFL. All right, so the family is turning on one another, and the movie is just, I think, what is going on? Like the one chick sits up and then laid back in her blood. This is pretty wild too. That's yeah. McConaughey holding the barrel of the shotgun like at his mouth. That right there. Him doing the Tuscan raid. I never even knew that's oh my god, it just hit me. I always thought it was just a ridiculous over the top thing that he was doing, and now I realize he is imitating the Tuscan Raiders from Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope, or just Star Wars, depending on, when you got to see it in the theater. That is wild. How did I not realize that it was a Star Wars reference? Maybe you're watching and you're just realizing it too, or maybe you're like, Davey, that's isn't a Star Wars reference. I don't know. That's wild. Very odd choice of song here in the soundtrack. Weird needle drop there. Like a blues jam, like a mid-tempo shuffle blues jam. Weird. I must have missed that because I just saw her in the middle of the road at one point. Did they not show the scene where she got off the hook? You just let her off the hook. That may be true, Paula. Um, I don't have an opinion on the matter. I don't think he could play in the NFL, though. I think I would have as good of a chance playing in the NFL as Channing Tatum. Probably quite a bit. But also, I wonder, like, I know he's just more of a, in real life, more of like a pothead. Man, so that escape lasted about 2 seconds. It just seems like there's a lot of anticlimactic, um, there are a lot of anticlimactic moments in this movie. I like this, matching with the shot from the very beginning of the film. I do. That's a good moment. The pretty lady Leatherface, like Sister Leatherface or whatever you want to call her. Um, wait, she's in a totally different outfit now. Sorry. I'm curious to see what that costume looks like because I know we're going to go into the daylight at the end of the movie here. Oh my gosh, she has controls for his knee. Why do those even exist? This is just their foreplay. Some relationships might seem exciting, but maybe they're not healthy for either person. A teachable moment here, guys. Teachable moment. What's happening, Rick M? Welcome on in. This film is so annoying, says Rick M. It hasn't reached that point to me, but I still don't think it's good. I think I think whatever potential it has, whether that's the cast or certain moments, I think it's squandering all of the potential. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Don't they all get their start in horror, Merc? You know what I mean? Okay, so Grandpa is here. Okay. Oh, there's a whole cast of characters. Gotcha. Wait, who's this chick? He's just... Dude. I have the feeling this is like Matthew McConaughey's Real Sweat. The soundtrack is really fucking with me here. Those are just zombies from Dawn of the Dead. The like stripper blues songs, like stripper dance songs, there's a really odd tone. I hope Renee had an earplug in during this. Is this some of the annoying part you're talking about, Rick? The Leatherface mask doesn't look like a Leatherface mask. It just looks like a mask that they made for somebody that's supposed to look like a woman's face, but it doesn't look like it's actual skin, you know? So I think that's a miss on the pretty lady mask because it doesn't look like the horrific thing that it is supposed to be. And then it looks like Leatherface is wearing a bodysuit too, which looks very bizarre. Aren't all men's third legs controlled or remote controlled as well, Tia? Aren't they all? Welcome on in, Russell, one of our great channel members there. Yeah. Well, I'm so tired of you people, you know? Leatherface is almost a cameo in this. Yeah. The chainsaw is not much of the story, is it? He's just spitting and sniffing. He's like a dog. Isn't that so funny with dogs? They just walk. Dogs just go around walking around all the time. They're just like, they're just like sneezing for no reason. Like, stop licking your nose and maybe you won't sneeze as much. You filthy animal. I'll do some shorts that are like Davey's pet peeves. Like, Davey notices. Have you ever noticed that dogs just walk around sneezing all the time? Oh, and hacking up a lung too. And then, what is that? What is that, dogs? Oh, they offered him to come back to this one? Yeah, this movie would have been way better with Gunner. Just for even if Leatherface isn't in it that much, the portrayal of Leatherface would be so much better. It wouldn't save the movie because of the script. But yeah. Darla Slaughter is the chick. Darla Slaughter. Oh, you're talking about the people that are sat down at the table? Is that who you're talking about? Quite possibly, Aaron. I mean, it is ahead of its time, I guess, that they did this in the 90s. Not to say that people didn't have their own conspiracy theories then, but clearly, like, you know, the way that we're so much more connected with the internet and everything, you know, kind of changes the way we do all that now. And the way that conspiracies, or not even just conspiracies, but just the way all that information is shared. Well, he's just gonna burn the place down? What? Just burning up. Is that Heather? Well, she's just a little sleepy, you know. She's just a little sleepy. Oh, Merc, that's a good eye. I totally missed that. I hope they show it again. Why is her head right there on him? I don't know if I like that. I kind of feel bad for her. Sneezing for no reason is the new thing that people will be saying. I sure hope so. I could use the algorithm push, Daniel. Tia, you like that? You like that that Zellweger McConaughey pose? Wait, is that Judd? No. Wait, it is. What's his friggin' name? What's his name? Judd Nelson, right? Judd. Is that him? Because it just looks like him. It like looks kind of like it's very bizarre. The no sideburns thing is a bold choice. It's something that looks kind of inhuman to me. It is, but we're trying to figure out, like, is it really meant to be a joke or is it meant to be serious and just a total failure? Kind of like Tommy Wiseau's The Room. Is it just a failure? And then like retroactively you're like, no, I meant for it to be fun. Yeah, no, that was all intentional. It's supposed to be so funny. Like, it's so bad, it's so funny. You know, that was we did that on purpose. We're geniuses, you know. No worries, Joe. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you jumping on in. I get the royalty checks. If only that's how it worked. If only, then I would get money for Soberversary if anyone else uses it. Like, just realize the actress who plays Darla in this movie plays Miss Davis in Varsity Blues, and Tia follows up with, I was wondering why her boobs look so familiar. What is the reason? Tell us. I need to know. Tell me, baby girl, because I need to know. Well, TCM2, yes. This one, though, The Next Generation, is this one meant to be campy? Yeah, that's what I get. It's, to me, it's very serious and a huge swing and miss. Yeah. Seems like they went out to make the worst movie possible. Well, it's not that, because House of a Thousand Corpses came after. I mean, House of a Thousand Corpses is absolutely a Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, pretty much. I mean, you know, plays very similarly. You write it on shrooms, right, Jamie? And then you do a bunch of coke to fuel the production. Peyote buttons. Yeah, like what's, I'm confused too, Renee. Cripple. Cripple, because he's got the brace on his leg? By the way, cripple is not the preferred nomenclature. Oh, he's a Cenobite. I got it. What is with the licking of women's cheeks when they're tied up? I've seen it in too many movies. It's just, you know, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and he's licking her all over. This is gross. This is not doing it for me. No, they definitely did that. Yeah. Have you seen this one before, Joe? And not the pizza coming back. Mobility challenged. I just like the dude's walking around like somebody that's like I just think calling somebody, you know, oh, those are all keys on the wall. That's a cool image that would have been way awesome if we knew what the fuck it was earlier in the movie. You know, that's a cool, them all reflecting differently. That's a really cool image. I mean, even calling him a gimp would be like, at least that would be appropriate by definition. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing with this gimp? Like, I don't know. They couldn't show us that killing, could they? They just didn't have the money for that one. Exactly. Ugh, I don't know. That all looks so painful. There's a lot of yelling in this movie. I just feel bad for everyone and all the characters. Yes, yes, we've established that about TCM2. That was weeks ago. That was over a month ago that we watched TCM2. We're watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation. Gimping ain't easy. Yeah, just ask the guy from Pulp Fiction. Like, he had a rough go too. Very rough go. Merc, I'm not even going to bring that up. I know very little about that, but it just seems very, just really sad altogether. This may be the first time they've played music that sounds relatively appropriate. Although I'm just going to say this, I don't want any pop music or needle drops in a TCM song, TCM movie during scenes like this, like Sweet Home Alabama and the remake to like open up the movie or whatever. That's fine. But once we're in the shit, don't try to lighten it up with a song. Yeah. These sound effects are pretty ridiculous. Also, fun fact, the year that the TCM remake takes place, the song Sweet Home Alabama did not exist yet. So that is an incorrect use of the song Sweet Home Alabama. And that was all they're doing. They could have just said it in a different year and it would have been fine. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, if you're listening to like, Holy Wars or something, then you might be able to catch up. I don't know. So I am laughing at his performance. Now all of a sudden it is just straight up fucking daytime. Okay. Um That's wild. And who is this? Kim Henkel's dad? That's a huge Bloody Mary to be drinking, especially while driving. Oh my God, she's like fucking Forrest Gump outrunning that thing. Well, and what does the remote do? Like, it's like a hydraulic thing, right? It's like built on like pumps. So it's like, does the remote like open up the pump? Like, I don't understand what it does. That's all ADR right there. That is so rinky dink the way that they're shooting that. It just looks so. It just doesn't even look cinematic at all. Like, that looks like something like if I shot it, that's what it would look like. Oh, so we get a little bit of the TCM2 vibes here as well. I will say this, like Leatherface's body, like the shape of the body does look better in that weird body suit, like the bigger shoulders. I think before it was throwing me off because Leatherface had like this big tummy and these tiny shoulders. Well, now Jason's gonna stand up on top of this RV, you know. What is this, North by Northwest all of a sudden? How did I? Well, I don't know. Did I diss him? It isn't really him, is it? What is she gonna do? Join the family now? That would be crazy if they were, because that would be some sort of time traveling nonsense. A literal crop duster, yes. Oh, damn. Are they going to chop him up? Oh, that's fucking crazy. Easy. I mean, it would do more than that. Like, that guy, like, wouldn't I don't think you'd have a body left after getting hit by if he got hit by a propeller. Maybe it was just the wing. But yeah, the skin doesn't look like skin. It just looks like rubber. I don't know. Okay, we get it. You're upset. You don't need to keep on crying. It is it's we're not even finished and it's been pretty odd. And it really just like gets there out of nowhere. You're like, "Oh, we're at the ending. Okay." Le Figaro. I'm just as confused as you guys. I'm just speechless. I'm without speech. Eh, just a whole bunch of unsatisfactory grunting, and then I have to imitate the thing from the first movie. Like, it's like Leatherface didn't even wanna do it. Leatherface is like, "Oh, I guess I'll throw the fit." Me too. Me too, Ty. I'll probably play some RE4 or something after. Okay, so is he actually gonna explain unfortunately, it's never been easy for me. All she has to say back is "fuck you." It's way off. Yeah, the score has its moments, but not very good. The needle drops are dreadful. Just dreadful. Wait, who is that? Wait, is that supposed to be Sally from the original film? Is that who that was? Yeah, Leatherface is it's all about the whole rest of the family in this as far as being scary. Leatherface is just a big oaf. He's still freaking out. It's just let's have a music video moment. Let's end the same way we ended the original. Okay, I got it. Leatherface will be back in Avengers Endgame. Um, all right, guys, there it is. Holy cow. Now it says it's an hour and 27 minutes and 17 seconds, but really it's just about an hour and 24 minutes, give or take a handful of seconds. But there we go. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the next generation. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. I'm just gonna close this out. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of the stopwatch. Okay, here we are. What do we got? Just seeing if I missed anything from you guys here. Okay, cool. Looks like I'm all caught up. Yeah, Avengers Doomface. Was that Sally and Franklin passing by? I didn't notice Franklin. I think that might have been Sally. I think that's supposed to be Sally. Let me see if I can find. I'm just going to Google it. Who is the woman that is wheeled by at the end of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the next generation? What do you got, Google? It is Sally Hardesty. She's played once again by the late actress Marilyn Burns. So that's wild. So it's like, even though it's supposed to take place 30 years or 20 years later, sorry, it is Sally, but it looks like she got to the hospital from the event that we saw in the original film. Or did she have a run-in with another Texas slasher killer? I don't know. But yeah, that was Marilyn Burns as playing Sally Hardesty again. Same actress, but still really odd that 20 years later we're just supposed to get it. Yeah, I mean, I remember hearing something about it. That's why, like, when she went by, I was like, is that what that is? Is that trigger? Is that Mandela effect, or do I actually have it remembered the right way? I don't know about that one, Daniel. I've never heard of that movie. I don't do a lot of pay-per-view. I just kind of will sail on the seven seas, or I'll just wait until I can stream it, you know, from some place that I already have. Did Leatherface find a girlfriend and have a couple of kids? Well, in the third movie, it's very, I don't know if they make it completely clear, but it seems like the little blonde girl in the third movie is Leatherface's child. But in this movie, I don't think anyone is supposed to be Leatherface's kid. It seems like they're all either, it seems like it's just brothers from that from that one family. Let's see here. Okay, guys, let me give you my thoughts. So I'm just gonna close off the comments so I can't see them coming in. So I'll give you my thoughts, guys, and then we'll hang out for a bit and we'll talk about the movie. So, you know, first time I've seen it in, I don't know, 25 to 30 years. Okay. And I think it's got some pretty okay elements. Like I do like Zellweger and McConaughey in moments here. The script is really rough. I don't really remember any, like, I remember seeing aftermath gore and makeup on people, but I don't remember like a moment where we really see like an effect or like a magic trick happen. So I think that's kind of a bummer that you've got a movie like this, you know, with a cannibalistic family, and we can't even see some of like that ugliness. You know, it's a rated R movie, but we're not really seeing any of the gore that would make a rated R movie rated R. It's, you know, language and being in that franchise, and then there's some boobs. That's probably why it's really rated R, because we don't get the, you know, we don't get the full Monty on the gore. Yeah, music completely bizarre, weird needle drops, like mid-tempo blues songs during a chase sequence, or an uncomfortable, you know, horror sequence of, you know, whatever you want to call what's going on here. Kidnapping and torture. Very odd musical choices. Yeah, I don't like, I think I would rather watch this one than the second one, but I don't know. They're pretty close as far as like, I don't dig these movies, you know? So yeah, I don't see myself wanting to dive back into this one. It just seems like a total miss to me. And if they had a little bit of a better idea, it's a shame, because they've got a couple rock star performers and they really don't give them anything to do other than act absurd. So yeah, I would say TCM Next Generation, it's probably 1 to 1.5 stars for me. So not really a fan. I don't hate it, but I don't think that I really feel the entertainment value either, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off. I'm going to jump on over and see what you guys are saying here. Let's see what we got. Paula liked it. There we go. That's true, Billy. The little blonde girl in TCM3 is young Tina. Yeah. Did not seem like the director was actually directing anything. Yeah, the director wrote the movie and directed, so he really should have had a concept of, you know, what he wants from the actors and what he wants ultimately, like his vision for the story. It just doesn't seem like he really has one, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I was saying there are a couple moments where they get into that whole, like, it's not the screaming and it's not all that kind of stuff, but they got into a couple moments where it was just, you know, when Leatherface is like holding, I think it's Renee Zellweger's character, he's like holding her, Matthew McConaughey is biting the friend, and they're all just sort of like celebrating in this terribly nightmarish moment. That was the moment in the movie where I was like, I was starting to get sucked in. And man, if they had just kept that kind of tension up and kept up that kind of spirit, like you can still go batshit in TCM. You just need to live in that uncomfortable. You can't give the audience the break of, you know, a whole bunch of edits and stuff like that. I don't like part 2 either. Yeah, man, I am not a fan. French extreme film Frontiers with Nazi cannibals is disturbing. I don't think I've heard of that one. I mean, I've seen like Dead Snow with like the Nazi zombies. It's pretty wild. French extreme films. Maybe I should check some of those out. Secret Society subplot didn't work for me at all. Yeah. I mean, admittedly, I was like chatting with you guys. I didn't see every single word, so I didn't catch every little bit of exposition there with the Secret Society. But it is like a very convenient device, you know? Like, oh, and it's just all part of a government program. Oh, brilliant. Like, let's do that. You know, like you think it's a good idea when you're writing it because you're on shrooms or whatever they were on when they were writing it. But yeah, the Secret Society thing with the whole like body augmentation on the one guy was really creepy and just looked dumb. Have a good one, Aaron. Thank you so very much for hanging out, man. Thank you for being a channel member as well. Hope you have a great rest of your night, and hope you have some awesome sleeps with some wacky ass pretty lady Leatherface. Yeah, I wish I thought it were funnier. You know, it's got its moments, but it just really doesn't resonate with me, the tone. Yeah, I really tried, Jamie. I was like, maybe I'll like it this time. Nope. It was my 3rd time watching it, something like that, 2nd or 3rd time. I'm not, nope. Yes, Paula, you're absolutely right. The opening of the movie has the best moment. That whole bit on the bridge is really cool. That first kill, cutting off the top of the guy's head or whatever, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's the best moment in the film. Like that's that whole sequence. Once we're at like the junkyard, like former theme park thing, that was just I'm like the Mista lady from Happy Gilmore when that part happens. Get me out of here. Yeah, and that's a very like very scary kind of, that haircut says fascism to me. I don't know what it is. There's a weird odd angle in the back too, and no sideburns, and I just get worried. Like that is like, I expect you to be part of a secret society. You know, I fully expect you to have the golden rings on your tummy and some weird shit going on there that just looks like bad applied effects, or like you just took some silly putty and slapped it on someone's stomach. Pretty rough. Daniel, you are so very welcome. And you know what, man? Thank you for joining us. How about that? You are so very welcome to hang out whenever you want, man. We got awesome people in this community. TCM grows on you, says Russell. And Antonis says, I love TCM too, personally. You know, a lot of people do love TCM too. I would say it's the fan, well, the first one's probably the fan favorite, like, but Man 2's got to be right there. I know there are a lot of like, you know, passionate, I'm not going to say outspoken, just passionate Texas Chainsaw fans that love the second movie. And so that's one of those times, it's a great time, Antonis, for me to be like, hey, I fully know my place here. I'm not one of those like hardcore TCM fans. Like I'm a hardcore horror fan and I love the first TCM movie, but I'm not going to walk in and act like I'm something like, oh, this is like the fandom that I'm protective over. No, for me, that's Halloween and that's Evil Dead and like George Romero's zombie movies. You know, those are the precious ones to me, right? But with TCM, I'm sort of like, that's why I say like, I don't like it. It doesn't resonate with me. But I know a lot of people love TCM too. It's very popular. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. I think I'm all caught up on TCM talk. Which movie is the next one in the franchise? It's the remake, right? Okay, so the remake would be next. And then I think the prequel to the remake would be after that. What is that one called? The Beginning, I think. I like those two. The two Platinum Dunes movies, at least I'm assuming that the the prequel to the remake is also Platinum Dunes. I mean, it looks the same, and same actors coming back and stuff. Yeah, guys, at least. So here's the thing: we got through Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. It was weird. It was wild. It was bizarre. Even for TCM, it was bizarre. But coming up next, we have one of the best in the franchise, I think, in the remake. So I'm looking forward to that one. What's happening, Leon? Welcome on in. Have TCM 1 and 2 on our Hack and Slash Films playlist. Man, I love that first movie. There you go. Jamie says the beginning is amazing. It's actually my personal favorite of the series. I really dug it too. Like, I think it's those two movies, the remake and then the beginning, those are great pieces to have together. It's one of the few times where we have like a congruency and a consistency in the franchise, which is so crazy, right? Because is it only Arlie Army that's in both? No, I think some of the other characters cross over, right? And don't we get a mom? We get the mom in the beginning. The family stuff in the beginning, I think, is maybe that might be the best family stuff we've seen in the franchise since the first movie. And hopefully where, Curry Barker's, he always talks about he wants to see more of the family, like, in the story. So maybe that's one of the ones that he kind of resonates with, the remake and then the follow-up, the prequel. Beginning is probably my favorite. Over the original? There you go. Leon says, I enjoy The Next Generation. I just see it as cheesy comedy. There definitely, there are those moments where McConaughey's he's basically doing like this X pose and just being really over the top and emphatic and very theatrical with everything he's doing. So there are moments where I think like the performances kind of take it there, but it does seem like they're trying to play it straight, and then they're just trying to cover their tracks that it didn't work out very well. Let's see here. What else do we got? There's a documentary called The Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Shocking Truth. Is that about the original? I would love to see a documentary all about The Next Generation. Like, I could watch a full movie length documentary just on this movie right there. What's happening, Hoover Dust? Welcome on in. We're all wrapped up with the watch party, guys. We already watched the movie, but if you want to scrub on back, what I did is I put the chat on the screen. It's actually on the screen down here and below. So you can still follow along with everything everyone was saying as the movie was going along. And then I even have a timer up in the corner so you can match your movie if you're going to watch your own copy. But yeah, we're all done watching the movie. We're just kind of having a chat about it in general because we reached a super chat goal earlier tonight. So we added on some bonus time. So welcome on in, Hoover. Is that Christian Slater from Pump Up the Volume? Or Heathers? There's a making of TCM2 doc on YouTube. See, I'm interested in that. Even though I don't love the movie itself very much, I do like documentaries and behind the scenes stuff. I'm a total sucker for all of that. TCM2 documentary. There we go. Cool. Making of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. From Jack Torrance uploaded this video. That's amazing. Jack Torrance from The Shining uploading videos. That's what I figured, yeah. That's what I figured. Well, so I know you got, like Paula said you liked it. What are you guys have a favorite moment? Favorite moment from The Next Generation? I'm going to close out the poll here. Very close on the poll, guys. Wow, that's very close. Okay, so 21 votes. 57% of you said that they took it seriously and blew it. And 43% are saying that you guys do think it's satire. So pretty close to 50-50, right in that ballpark. Thank you so very much, Hoover. I appreciate you. Yeah, these people are absolutely incredible. I feel so fortunate and so humbled to have a really cool little corner of the community here on YouTube. It's pretty awesome. You never know when you start a channel what's going to happen and all that kind of stuff. And I've just been, you know, grateful for every little bit. Based in Australia and usually working, so usually watch after the fact. Guys, our rewatch crowd, all of you are so amazing. You know, I know that rewatching live streams, it can be, you know, it's like, well, shoot, it would have been so much cooler to be in on the action, right? And I totally get that. But I really do appreciate the fact that there's, first off, an audience for kind of that open forum sort of discussion and talk that we do here, long form content. And, you know, sometimes we have an outline, sometimes we don't. Sometimes it's more of like, hey guys, I got something to say. And other times it's more leaning on you all and, you know, way more of the back and forth and everything. So I appreciate you guys and, you know, meeting me, you know, maybe halfway sometimes, maybe not others, but just meeting me somewhere in the middle. You know, I think like, I love what we have going on here. I know it's different. And, but I'm just so thankful. So I appreciate you all, and especially the folks that do jump in after the fact, because I see the numbers. It is really cool. And I've had people reach out to me and be like, oh my gosh, I listened to you on the way to and from work. And that's really cool to hear, to be that voice for the commute, to help make your part of your day, well, hopefully a little more enjoyable, right? Manny's Manic Media jumping on in. One of our great channel members says, I bet you could get Robert Meyer Burnett to chat with you about this film. He was paw on it back in the day. I think his first Hollywood gig. He's a YouTuber as well. Okay, I got to look him up. Robert Meyer Burnett. Yeah, is Kim Henkel still with us? Like, Kim, what was going on here? Is this really a comedy? What are we doing here? When Matthew first appeared in the first kill, those are Paula's favorites, and one right after the other, right? I did hear that it didn't pass the ratings, so people are saying that the Halloween game is banned in Australia and New Zealand, but really what it is they submitted it to pass the censors, basically, and the governments of Australia and New Zealand both said that there's the use of a controlled substance in the game that they didn't agree with, and so they couldn't rate the game. And if the game can't be rated in their ratings board, then the game can't be bought out there, physical media or digital media. Now, if you are in Australia or New Zealand, you might be able to switch regions on your Steam or, you know, whatever you got. Like what I did on my Switch, I wanted to be able to get Japanese. I wanted to be able to download Japanese games that weren't available for US audiences. So I created a separate profile and I put that profile's location as Japan. So you might be able to do something like that. I don't know. Maybe Steam is going to try to work around that so people can't do that. Or maybe the government's just like, stop censoring something. It's probably pot, guys. I don't think they would put like, and I use the word pot because let's just think in the terms of 1978. Like, I don't think there's, you know, the wording was controlled substance. And I'm like, I bet it's weed because it's the 70s and there's weed in the movie. I don't think it would be anything crazier than that. Like they would be so silly to add something beyond that in the game, right? So it's a bummer. It is a bummer, Antonis. Hopefully it gets figured out or people figure out a way around it themselves. That would be fun. A Retro Realms TCM game could be fun. I mean, those games are really fun, those Retro Realms games. Best moment when Jenny told Leatherface to shut and sit. Yes, I do love that when she shut the fuck up and sit down or whatever, and Leatherface is like, love that makeout session. Which makeout session? Were we talking, was it a different movie? Or makeout session in TCM, Next Generation? Are gamers nerds and stoners? Sometimes. But I just think those governments they're very, I don't know. To me, that's like a pretty big overreaching of censorship. Like, what are we really worried about here? Like, so it's okay that the game is about a guy that goes around stabbing people. But the weed, can't have the weed. Fuck are we doing? Exactly, yeah. And can you watch the movie? Can you buy the movie Halloween in Australia? Well, they smoke weed in that. It's just so bizarre to me that they would draw a different line for video games, you know? Production assistant? Well, yeah, I mean, either way, it's cool he worked on the movie for sure, yeah. It's pretty awesome. I mean, in a lot of places it is, but, you know, other countries, Paula, you know, things are just different in other places, right? And maybe it's legal in certain parts of Australia, I don't know, but clearly it's like a video game censorship thing, right? Because you would imagine movies and TV, they depict those things in movies and TV, you know, all the time. So it must be a video game thing, you know? I don't know who JC is. Who is JC? So many people could be JC. John Carpenter? Well, Assault on Precinct 13 was like the first, like, well, I don't even think that was the first official film. I think Dark Star was his first official film. Yeah. Probably because I don't think he really had to go method for, I mean, maybe a little bit, but I don't think he really had to go method for Dazed and Confused. It would be wild to do, Daniel, what if they did a Retro Realms brawler? Not isometric, but like, you know, kind of like TMNT, the arcade game, or like Final Fight, just like a brawler beat 'em up. And you did, you have Chucky, you've got Leatherface, like you're the team of bad guys going through like all the locations from all the movies. That could be pretty cool. Let's see what else we got here. That's what I figured, yeah. Which is funny, Dark Star, I think, had some influence on Mystery Science Theater 3000. And what was the other? There was another one. Gosh, what was the other movie? Where the guy, it is about a guy that lives on a space station and his friends are like robots on the space station. I can't remember the name of that movie, but it was another big influence on Mystery Science Theater. Well, there you go. We got the Letterboxd update for Ed Sheeran, guys. Musician, pop star, world-renowned Ed Sheeran loves the Child's Play franchise. Finally, he got his wheelhouse in horror. Oh man, how much fun would he have jumping on here talking to me about horror movies? It would be incredible. I would have nothing to say about his music. We would just talk horror. It would be incredible. It might be refreshing for him to talk to somebody that gives zero fucks. Let's see. Oh, Dan O'Bannon, you're right. Yes, with Dark Star, right? Yes. And Dan O'Bannon's a big name. I mean, what, Alien, right? I mean, that's just the one that sticks out right away. Yeah. Okay, guys, what are we at? 2 hours, 10 minutes. I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Guys, I'm taking tomorrow off. So Tuesday is going to be just a wide open day to do other things in the life of Davey. Wednesday, we'll be back with Late Night with the Davey. Very excited for that. And then I owe you guys a Thursday bonus stream. So I'm already cooking up something for that one. I am going to drop a poll. I know I said I was going to last night and I didn't. I just got busy doing other things. Tonight, I will drop that poll. I'll share it over on the Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, click that link. Join us over there. It's really fun. It's free. It's a great way to keep in touch with the community. Maybe you have a question or something that you want to talk to me about or ask me about in the middle of the week. That main chat there where everyone can see is the best place to have a little back and forth with me if that's something you're interested in. So yeah, the Discord's super fun. It's there. I will, and it's another place just to get updated about stuff that goes on with the channel. And then, yeah, guys, I'll be back sometime this weekend. We're going to do something for The Fly. David Cronenberg's The Fly is turning 40 years old on Saturday, the 15th, and we are going to celebrate it this weekend. So keep an eye out for that. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so very much for hanging out. Thank you to Paula for dropping not one, not two, but 3 $5 super chats. Thank you so very much, Paula. Sean G dropping 2 $5s as well. We reached our goal thanks to these amazing channel members we've got here. And then Rebel Sky, another channel member, dropping a $2 super chat. Thank you so very much, guys. Really do appreciate the support. Thank you to the Patreon members, the YouTube channel members, our awesome group of Death Squad mods, and really just every single one of you guys. Hanging out, hitting the like button, sharing the channel, hitting the hype button if you really dig what we do. And of course, if you're watching after the fact and you've hung out for 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 22 seconds, for jumping into the comments and letting me know all of your thoughts on this bizarrely unhinged, batshit 4th entry in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so very much for kicking it here with me. I will be back on Wednesday night. But you know what? Let me close out. Oh, I already did close out the poll. See, I have such a run of forgetting to close out polls, and I'm finally in my era of closing out polls. So anyways, guys, until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.